Philadelphia. I'm Philip Neimark, the founder of IFA Foundation International. I'd like to welcome you to the first iteration of the weekly Ifascope for the month of November. Next holiday, I guess, is Thanksgiving, and then Christmas, and then the reading for the year, and then a whole bunch of other things are going on. For us, it marks the I think, fifth or sixth straight reading. We've all been arrayed. Let me caution you, though, that the array today is as close as it can get. Nevertheless, it is array, so let's keep that in mind. And let's also understand that it gives us the opportunity of working harder, of understanding more what is needed to continue to be arrayed, to continue to grow, to continue to, have our significant others, our children, our grandchildren, our community, our friends, all kinds of things in a nice space for enjoying, not for making money. I mean, that's part of it, but just for enjoying life, for sitting down and saying, hey, how are you doing? How's your husband? How's your wife? How's your whatever? And I think that too seldom do we, ever spend or think about spending a lot of our time doing that. The reading for the week is Ogunda Otura. And Ogunda is about hard work. In fact, it rang a bell, boom, 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 for me, who had thought I was going to take things a little bit easier today. But I see that and I think, gotta get it done. Don't put it aside, don't put it in other people's lap. But get it done and it'll all work out, or you'll find out the reasons it's going to work out. And on the other side, it's Otura. Otura is, very subtle. Otura is about expressing your views about what you're going to do. And that's fascinating. Why should you, express your views, about what you want to do? It means no matter what, I don't express my views very often. I just go ahead and do it. But seriously, I mean, it's telling you a nice way to do it. But the reason is that there's going to be a percentage of people who are going to want to vent their views, to tell you, well, you're all wrong, you got this wrong, and that wrong, and blah, 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 blah. And, they'll lay out their objectives. And then there's going to be a whole group of people that, are friends and, or who respect what you do. And they're going to, lay out their point of view. And when all is said and done, you're going to have gotten rid of a lot of angst, a lot of, heartache, a lot of, difficulties that way. And you're going to be speaking to a group of open-minded people, not people waiting to get their turn so they can, raise a little hell. And then bring your things to the table, and you're going to be very surprised. It's going to work out. And by the way, as I said to you at the beginning, they're going to work out so closely, it's going to be, scary. But when they work out, they have the capacity to bring to you the camaraderie, the openness, the relaxation, the joy of your family, your friends, the community, all the things that we never, allow ourselves to spend any time thinking about and doing. I knew it was a ray when I cast Osabi. Osabi is sudden positive change in the one hand and endless opportunities in the other. But I didn't know it would be Osabi for the second cast, which was, of course, a dead tie. But luckily, in corrected reading of this, the tie goes to the runner. So it is a Ray. And as I say, it's our fifth or sixth week. I mean, an amazing run. And I'm very proud of all of you for having done it. The point most influence is under Otura Iwari. And Otura is, the same thing we just talked about. We talked about letting the person know what your, plans are, what your modus operandi is, and get it out of the way. But also here, it's good to be very, very circumspect in understanding what issues exactly there are. What is it you have to be careful with? What is it you have to watch out for? And when you do that, then you find out that it's going to be Ogun. Ogun that is going to take care of this situation. And again, it was a very peculiar situation because it was about success, and it was the same Odu for yes and no, or for A Ray and EB, for the previous Odu. So it was all very interesting, frankly. A lot of interesting things happening. There's so many things that I want to tell you folks, that I will be telling you. Particularly there's the reading for the year. It's, I would say, hands down, the most important reading that I ever have done. It's taking us and moving us from 20th century, 19th century, 18th century, 15th century, whatever it is, into the current century with the current tools, with the current understanding, all kinds of things necessary to make things work in a real and palatable way. We're not going to throw out the baby, the water, with the baby. But we do want to be able to have these kinds of things available to us. I make a long point in the piece I just did, by the way. You can see it on our site under the blog. It's a new blog, so that there was I wanted the opportunity of dealing with my own stuff, of dealing with the reality of what was going on, of not trying to continue to get the car that had the crank to start it to move before I could go and approach the problem. That car and those readings, etc., were mired in 150-year-old technology. And it's very easy to draw the comparison between they could be mired in 17th century, 16th century, down to horses, down to walking, down to all those things. And the world simply moves too fast. It moves much too fast right now for us and anybody else to do it. The old things are not going to work anymore. All they need to get our love and consideration, but they're simply not going to work. And so starting in the next few weeks, the IFA Foundation is going to take a broad step into this life and what it means to all of us. I will touch on that more later. In the meantime, there, of course, is a bow, and that bow excuse me, for a loon is red meat. Woohoo! That's getting down to basics, isn't it? You want just a little slab of red meat, and you want to take it. I used to use that for cars all the time. You take it and you rub it on the tires of your car. My wife has done it a number of times, and I know 2 times at least it certainly saved her from crashes. One time in particular, she was at a building site that had a very steep access, and she put a car she thought in drive and, with the brake on, and she walked up to the where the workmen were, and she turned around to see the car moving at no uncertain pace and in no uncertain direction, but weaving its way in and out, missing this car, just missing that one, and it went the whole way down until it came to rest between 2 other automobiles. Not a scratch on it. So that's when I said, hey, you want to rub a little meat? Rub a little meat. And that'll work here as well. Take the meat, you pray to Ogun, you light a white candle, and ask for the insights, the understanding, the thinking for you to be a better priest, a better Ifa follower, a better member of your community, and all the other good things that go with it. That's one candle, glass of water, the bow, which you're using, excuse me, which was the meat, and your prayers, and see what happens. As you see, I'm kind of in a reminiscent mood. It's been a fascinating few days. I'm deeply, at work on all of these kinds of things. So until next time, until one more array, love and blessings.